somebody was making a comment about the Tinubus, and he said something you cannot take away from Bola Tinubu and Remi Tinubu is that they are a perfect match. They are a marriage that is made from maybe not heaven, maybe hell, because you see how they fit, the same ideology, the same identity, the same mindset. Both of them speak the same language. It's just that I think even Bola Tinubu is even a bit more sensitive. The word is not sensitive. I think a bit inspiring. Because while he's dealing with you, he expects you to have some hope. But you see this particular Remi Tinubu, very insensitive, very unempathetic, unsympathetic, and somehow she kind of creates an impression that people are being entitled, that they have done their best. That's how it sounds. They have done their best. Assuming I wasn't a critic and I was just somebody in the middle, somebody objective enough to look at it from both ends, you would clap for this woman when you hear something like this, until you realize that she's First Lady of Nigeria. You will think a philanthropist or a private citizen is trying to help people, trying to support them because the government has failed and people are still being entitled. You will not know that she's First Lady of Nigeria, who's by public record. They are not the office of First Lady doesn't have any constitutional attachment or obligations or duties. But in this Bola Tinubu government, Remi Tinubu, as it were, 1.5 billion naira was earmarked from the supplementary budget for 2023, 1.5 for SUVs and vehicle fleet. In 2004, another 700, there was an opera about the 700 million naira that was being used for foreign trips and travels. In another time, there was a 314 million naira people were talking about that it was being spent on decorations, events, and all of that. Finally, a couple of months ago, I think in 2025, it was announced again that our office had donated 1 billion for internally displaced persons, IIDP. And you can tell people are asking where. The only thing now is that there is no longer announcement of what is being earmarked or budgeted for our office, but budgeting is going on. Yet, look at how she's talking. And the problem is, again, like I said, I want to be as objective as possible. I do not want to even believe that these social investment schemes and all of these grants and aids and loans that they give out is even wrong. But for a country that has been going through all of these economic hard times or hardship, you would have expected that only about 10, 15, 20, most 30% of whatever is coming to this country is giving back as cushioning effects for people to be able to cushion the pressure, or maybe as palliative to ameliorate the plight, right? And to be able to handle the pressure of the economic realities. 70% of that will be invested into very critical areas. And those critical areas would include maybe electricity power, and then, of course, production, manufacturing, health, and education. Most likely because that is the engine room that will be able to create the capacity and create that level of revigoration for the economy. But this government prides in giving stipends, in sharing grants, in giving meager amounts, and it says you want to start Akara and start Kuli business because that's the only thing the Boyka carries. Again, what has this government done? What has it prioritized? And the next thing I hear from some of you is that you say that he has been sharing money to governors. And the reason there is a ministry, Federal Ministry of Budgetary and National Planning, is that government plans. So what form of planning do we have with these state governors that we're giving money to? So you rig someone like an Olodo, like Mondo Bewelo into office as governor of Edo State, and you expect him to know what to do with billions you are giving to him. No. It's not possible. And you see the smart ones, the Ubas, the Alex Otis, and a few others. Maybe I can even add Babajide Sanwo-Olu. Of course, the problem with Sanwo-Olu again is that the control and constraint of Lagos is within the administrative process of Parliament. We decide what happens there. So at the end of the day, you are asking, if the governors do not know what to do, what are they investing? The governor of Edo State is priding that he's been able to build flyover. There is no manufacturing company that has been built. There's no production company that has been built. There's no proper investment in power. Yet his biggest gain is flyover. And we are expecting that billions that have been sent should be able to engineer that level of economic resuscitation for the country to be ignited. People are suffering, yet you say you are giving them money to start a Akara business. That is all you can give. That is the problem. What sort of national planning is that? So you see the problem. The problem is that the country is being run and managed by the wrong heads. And like she said, since you have done your best, step aside and allow people who understand how to plan for the future of a country come on board. That is it.
The hallmark of a good leader is the ability to do what you have to do at the time it has to be done. That's my philosophy. You have given me the mandate to govern. Let me govern within the limit of my capacity. And I believe I have that capacity. I believe so. That's why I went into the race. I am focused, laser focused on what Nigeria needs and what I must do for Nigerians. It's just not going to be El Dorado for everybody. But the new dawn is here.
All right. This was actually an interview by the Arise TV crew, right? I'm sure that interview was done at the Aso Villa, at the Aso Rock. Well, that wasn't the full interview, but I had to take out listening to our president talk. And I like the fact that he made some definition of his role as a leader. He said that hallmark of a good leader is the ability to do what you have to do at the time you ought to do it. The question I want to ask you, sir, with all due respect, do you think that Nigerians are happy with your government? Do you think that you have done what you ought to do at the time you need to do it? Because the thing is that, is it until the whole of Nigeria die of insecurity before you know that you were supposed to have done it as at the time you ought to do it? Or by the time all Nigerians, children are now becoming malnourished because they can't find food to eat, you will now sit down and say, if you had known, you would have done it when you need to do it. You said, we have given you the mandate. Well, I don't know about other Nigerians, but me, what I heard before the election was that we are going to snatch it, grab it, and run away with it. That was what actually happened. Yeah? So giving you the mandate based on your ability that you believe that you can do it, that I'm not aware of. Now, you are saying something about within the limit of your capacity. Does it mean that with the sufferings of Nigerians today, with the way at which insecurity is ravaging the people of Nigeria, with the way that our children are in the bush, does it mean you are incapacitated? It's a question. It's a question. Because you said something about within the limit of your capacity. Does it mean that you are incapacitated? Since those journalists did not ask you, I don't know if they asked you in the full interview, but it's a question, sir. You said that you are focused on what Nigerians need. What are the basic needs of Nigerians, sir? Electricity. Remember, you yourself said it that if you don't give us electricity, that we should not vote you for second term. Basic need. If you are actually focused on what Nigeria needs, sir, electricity is not there. Security is not there, sir. Food, the purchasing power for food and commodities is not there, sir. It's not there. The minimum wage for salary of workers is 70,000 naira, which is less than $40. Is that what they will use to pay their rent, buy things for their kids, transport to work, buy food? That's 70,000 naira. If you take it to the market, you cannot buy food that will fill 2 bags. And you said you are focusing on what Nigerians need, sir. When I saw that interview, I was wondering, in the full interview, did this journalist, did they ask you these questions? Because that's what I was looking at. I was looking at it that these kind of questions are supposed to be asked. Again, you said it must not be El Dorado for everybody. Sir, it has to be a Dorado for Nigerians. It has to revolve. Of course, that's what El Dorado means. Revolving. It has to revolve around all Nigerians. It shouldn't be revolving within some certain people that are supporting APC, people that are supporting you in your second term campaign, people who are around your cabinet, or people who are close to you. Those are the only people that is revolving around. It has to be El Dorado for all Nigerians, sir. It has to. A good leader will not segregate. A good leader will not choose those he wants good things to reach. A good leader will ensure that it goes round. So it has to be El Dorado for Nigerians. Then finally, sir, to remind you, sir, when you said Emilo Kan, I'm a pure Yoruba man, sir. Emilo Kan means it is my turn. So that it is my turn, sir. When you told us, if we had known, we would have gone further to ask you, what is your turn? Is it the turn to borrow? Or is it the turn to keep quiet when there is insecurity? Or is it the turn to close your eyes when Nigerians are suffering? Or is it a turn to tax Nigerians? Even though they have not enforced it, they want this whole election thing to happen by 2027. So if it goes your way, then they will now enforce the law, the tax law. These are my few questions. Please, everybody watching this video, I want you to share this video, like it, repost it, follow me for more update on all my social media handles. Keep reposting it so that this video will go viral. Because I'm sure that those journalists might have asked him questions, but I didn't see it because this is a very short clip. So I decided to ask all these questions here. We are tired of the same thing again and again and again. All right, I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace and love.
Welcome back, everybody. Now you can see what Remi Tinubu has said in her recent interview and see what Bola Ahmed Tinubu has said in his recent interview. And now Nigerians should understand that these people don't have any good plan for you. The only thing they have and want to do to you is how to be selling Akara and selling corn, because when you listen to what Remi Tinubu said, you will hear when she said that everyone should try as much as they can to start doing Akara business with a little thing they have at hand. That is what she has said. But there are some questions I would like to ask Remi Tinubu, because she needs to be asked different questions. Because if we continue giving this kind of people chance, they're going to ruin our life. Now, but Remi Tinubu have some persons. They have someone like Folashade, they have someone like Sheyi, and they have another children out there. But this is my question: has Remi Tinubu ever told Sheyi to go and buy Akara items and start doing Akara on the street, or does she ever ask this Sheyi to start selling corn on the street? She has never done that. Does she ever say for Lashade Tinubu to be on the road and be selling Akara? She's never said anything like that, but she wants ordinary Nigerians to be on the streets to be selling Akara. Now the Nigerians should know that the only plan these guys have for everybody is how to make everybody to remain in poverty and how to make everybody to be suffering all along. That is the only thing they want the people to be doing. If not, I can't see anything that would even make this woman to even think that it is only Akara or corn business that can take Nigerians out of poverty, because she knows that people who are even doing Akara, they don't even use the money that they're making from the Akara to do any better thing, because we have known and seen some persons who are doing Akara on the road and what they can only afford themselves is only food they eat a day. That is the only thing they can use the money to afford. But now, this woman is saying that she has spent a lot of money for the people she has donated. She has done charity every day and every time. But the charity she has claimed to be doing is not showing anywhere, because I haven't seen anyone coming out to preach Remi Tinubu that Remi Tinubu give them this also a month or give them best. She is here mentioning that she gave 1 billion to some person and she gave another half billion. There is a way she mentioned her stuff, and I don't care about all she is giving to people, but what I want you to be clear about is the plan that these guys and her husband have for every one of us. Since it is Akara business and many other things they want Nigerians to be doing, although I want to use this medium to just register the things they have decided for Nigeria and their wish for Nigeria. Now, I would want to say that these people's children will be those who will be doing Akara in the future, because if it is Akara business they promise or wish Nigerians to be doing, that is what their own children will be doing in the future, because there is nothing that is tougher for God to do. God can do anything, because even as I said that it is this Akara business that will be doing in the future, some people are still doubting that these people who have already little money, would they ever suffer in their life to be doing Akara? You don't know what God can do. So I just resist that on them. But I just want to let Nigerians know again that this PVC of a thing we do talk about is not something we play about, and you need to really get it, because if the administration of this guy does not stop this 2027 and we allow this man to start reigning or continue what he has started again, I think no one will even be alive to witness the next person that will be coming to contest. And that is the reason why I'm using my own voice to shout to most of you guys that everyone who is or who know that what this administration is doing is not good, it is the best time for you to get your PVC and monitor what and who you will be voting for at the ballot, because once you just drop a vote and leave, bro, those guys will just carry the vote and put it for another person. That is how they have just been doing their stuff. And now, by what Remi Tinubu said and what the husband has said, I think we need to be wise so that anyone will not sell Akara in the next or in 2027, because once they have won or once they mistakenly win the next election, I think everybody will be selling Akara, because that is what that is on their own mind to let the people go. That is just it. I don't have any long talk to let you guys know today, because with what these people are saying, I'm not happy with that. And I would want Nigerians to take action and do the rightful thing that will never make anyone to say Akara that these guys have witched Nigerians or has witched Nigeria. So every one of you now needs to be doing rightful stuff so that this Akara business will be for Tinubu's family, not for Nigerians. So everyone should be ready and be at alert. Whatever things that will be happening will be dropping this year. And to those of you who are here today for the first time, if you have anything to let us know, you can just drop them below. And also, if today is the first time you've come here, kindly like, share, subscribe. Thank you.